Hey gents, today I want to give you a first-hand account of using the black tux, where I got 8 tuxes for my wedding, 1 for me, 6 for my groomsmen, and 1 for my father-in-law as well. Please subscribe if you want to keep videos like this coming, and give a thumbs up for that feeling when you put on an excellent fitting custom suit and you get that James Bond feel. If you are looking to get a tux for your prom or wedding, you have a few options. You can go buy a suit and hope that will work at a Macy's or a JCPenney, somewhere where it's going to be cheap and you can just get something that looks like you dressed up. You can go to a place like Men's Warehouse or Tuxedo Junction, where you will go and rent a tux for somewhere around $100 to $150. They'll give you a coupon, they'll tack some things on, they'll charge you extra for the shoes. You have to go to the mall and get measured and everything else. So you do have some options there. And you can also go to the Black Tux, where you go online, you enter in your measurements, they send you a custom fitted suit 10 days before your event, and then you mail it back through FedEx afterwards. Now, when you look at these different options, there are pros and cons to each of them, and I just want to talk about each of those as I go through my experience using each of the different services. First, we'll talk about your traditional channels, your Tuxedo Junctions, your Men's Warehouses, and your Joseph A. Banks. I've used these services before. When I was in high school, I went to 6 different proms, at different high schools around the area, as I had friends in different high schools. And I've also been in several weddings where we've gone to those locations to get tuxes as well. And I've seen what they rent. I actually just did a wedding within the last year where I went to Men's Warehouse to get a tux, and you're not getting great quality or fit overall. They definitely offer slim fit. Believe me, I've tried and asked. So whether your physique is like mine, where I'm very tall and lanky, or any other of the body types out there, you're gonna get a suit that is a box, because they need to fit into thousands and thousands of guys, because they also reuse those tuxes over and over. They reuse them something like 40 or 50 times. If you look at the statistics. So you're wearing a tux that was mass made to fit as many guys as possible, and they'll adjust the belt and they'll adjust some of the things here, and they've got the slim fit. But the tuxes that I've ever gotten from those places have never made me feel like I was well dressed or dressed up. There's also the issue where you go in, you get measured a few weeks or a few months before, depending on how far ahead you plan for your event, and then you go pick it up 2 days before the event, and things may or may not fit. I've had that issue where a jacket looked a little bit too big, and you're picking it up, if the wedding is on a Saturday, the suit or tux got delivered on Thursday, you got to go to the mall and pick it up and try it on. It doesn't fit, and then you got to work it out from there. It's overall not a great experience, and that's where the black tux really comes in. From a high level, what we're really looking at here is a complete difference in business models. Think about all the overhead the Tuxedo Junction and Men's Warehouse have by paying for rental in all of these stores across the United States, all of this salary and headcount and everything else that they're paying for. So where they have to kind of adjust some of their margins is to charge you more for lesser product, versus the Black Tux, which is a smaller company that have less employee overhead, but they don't have tons and tons of real estate to pay for, so they can offer you very similar prices, sometimes a little bit less than what I was looking at with the Tuxedo Junction place, and you get a much higher quality product because they don't have all this overhead. With the Black Tux, you're looking at a much more modern fit. They have much higher quality materials. They reuse their tuxes a lot less, and you're actually getting a custom fit versus something that is meant to fit on many, many different guys. You're also getting better prices. Each of the tuxes for my wedding came to about $140, and if we would have went to Tuxedo Junction, we would have paid about $140 to $150. But the thing you have to take into account is that you're getting a much better product from the Black Tux than you are from the mall stores. Not only that, but your time is taken into account. Whenever you order from the Black Tux, you measure yourself at home, or you can have your spouse or friend do it. I actually measured all of the guys for my wedding. I measured all groomsmen and my father-in-law. And when you go to these mall stores, you have to not only to drive to the mall, you have to wait in line at the store, especially if you're going in around prom season. You're just going to end up waiting to get measured by this person. And if you take your time into account, the black tux is a much better deal. So those are just the two things that you can take into account before you are even deciding on which one you're going to go with. If you have any questions about the process or the comparison between the two, comment below. But now, if you are set on the black tux, I'll just talk you through the process of what we went through, how it worked, and overall my experience based on saying, you know, take out of the account the Tuxedo Junctions Men's Warehouse. I just want the black tux, so here's my experience. The process to get all of your groomsmen taken care of for your wedding is incredibly easy. You sign up on the black tux, you say when the event date is, you put in your name, and then you enter in all of your groomsmen's names and their email addresses. Once you do that, you then can either let them choose their tux, or you can actually build them a look. So the look that I built was, you know, a specific tuxedo jacket, the shirt, I had them wear suspenders, and then you pick, you know, the shoes and everything else. So you actually go through and you pick what you want your groomsmen to look like. Then you pick your tux. I had a little bit of a different look. I went with a vest for mine just so I looked a little bit different than the groomsmen. You don't have to order every piece from the black tux. For my wedding, I got everything except for the tie and the pocket square. I actually ordered those custom ones from the tie bar instead of renting them from the company, so that my groomsmen had, you know, now they have a bow tie, they always have, they have a pocket square for the future events. So you don't have to order the entire ensemble from the black tux, which is nice. You can kind of order just piece by piece and what you need. Once you do all of that, the black tux takes care of emailing all of the groomsmen saying, here's your account, get set up, and there's a dashboard where you can check everything. So you can see when the groomsmen were emailed, when they signed up, and then you can see as they go through the process of putting in their measurements and ordering. So it's all extremely easy to manage and take care of as you go through this process. The next step is to then do measurements. So I actually had all of my groomsmen stop by whenever they could, and we would log in on my computer. I would go through the measurements because they have very easy to follow videos online where you measure your neck, you measure from your neck to your shoulder, you measure from your shoulder to your arm, you just measure everything, you plug it all into the computer, and then they send you a custom fitted suit. The nice thing about this process is now that myself and all 6 of my groomsmen have gone through this process before, it actually saves all of their measurements for future use. So I'm in 2 weddings this year with people that were in my wedding, and so all they'll have to do is go on, click a button, and they're gonna receive the item that they got last time, and it's gonna be a perfect fit every time. Now, you can adjust things if you lost a little bit of weight or if you gained a little bit of weight, so there's not gonna be the exact same every single time, but for me, I know that come October for the first wedding that I'm in, I'm gonna be wearing the same exact size I did for my wedding 2 years ago. Here's the big question mark around all of this is receiving the tuxes, trying them on, and what if something doesn't fit? You actually receive the tuxes 10 days before the event, which is a very generous amount of time compared to the traditional styles. So you get the tux 10 days before the event, they'll ship to you wherever you are, and then you try it on. This actually happened with us, is 2 of the tuxes that came in didn't fit. I don't know if it was a measurement problem or a shipping problem, who knows, but we got on the phone immediately with the black tux. They shipped overnight a new size. We said, you know, it's a little tight in the button. Both of them were a little bit tight in the button here. Could have been my fault for measuring, could have been a misestimation of their size beforehand, but it doesn't matter because they overnight you a new tux with a new size that you asked for, and both of the tuxes that didn't fit that way fit perfectly during the wedding. So that process was incredibly easy and pain-free. At the end of everything, you drop it all back into the box that it shipped in, you drop it off at FedEx, and it all goes away. It could not be easier to go through this process, especially because you don't have to go deal with anybody at a store in a mall. The black tux does have a range of fits and styles, whether you are tall and skinny or a little bit bigger boned. They will make sure that they fit all of those. I did not run into any issues with fits between the different shapes of my groomsmen. And they are a small company, but they're starting to offer more options than just your traditional tux. They do have suits. If you need to rent a custom suit for some sort of event, they have that as well. They have pre-curated styles. They have, a Rat Pack collection, which is the classic skinny tie, black tux. Looks really good. So you can check those out online and kind of price them out to see what they would be for your event. If you have any questions about what I went through, the process, anything else, comment below or reach out on the _Cavalier on Twitter. I'd be happy to answer them to the best of my ability. Whatever company you order your tuxedo or suit from, I hope it fits you excellently. I hope this video has helped you make the best decision for you, and I hope you have any of your questions answered if you did coming into it. Until next time, gents, this is the Cavalier.